Underway in round one of fight number one. Micah Peatrowsky and Jarrett Nelson are first of 13 fights here tonight. Dynasty Combat Sports 6. Alongside Jake Kurtz, I'm Matt Kelly. And Jake, Micah Peatrowsky out of Fremont, Nebraska, making his amateur debut against Jarrett Nelson out of Nebraska City.
Yeah, you know what, Micah, he's in a gym. What kind of makes me a little nervous about Jarrett is the self-training aspect. I mean, it's just so hard to get in good reps when you're grappling with yourself. I mean, you really want to be involved with some type of camp.
And, not to say that people can't, self-learn a little bit or whatever, but I think it, like you said, it's very important. And that's why you see even in MMA, as we watch Peatrowsky and Nelson go at it here up against the fence, not a lot of action, trying to throw some knees there, but it really is important for these guys, and that's why a lot of these guys just stay at one gym. They kind of bounce around from gym to gym as Nelson and Peatrowsky trade places along the Dynasty combat cage.
But what I am seeing out of Jarrett is he does have good takedown defense. He's using that inside wizard to kind of keep him off him. He's throwing punches and working off, and Mike's doing the same. It's kind of a little chest match up here against the fence right now, so who knows? He's got a good internet connection.
Peatrowsky comes off of the fence and puts Jarrett Nelson up against the fence again, and just switching sides. Josh Knight, our referee, overseeing the action here from Dynasty Combat Sports 6 Futures here from the Coco Key Ramada in Omaha, Nebraska.
What I'm expecting one of these guys to do here is to get the underhook advantage and go for some type of Japanese wizard, a step in, or maybe slide down to a single. And what we're looking at right now is you're going to see the referee get involved here, kind of break it up, and then just like you said right there, going into a wizard, down into a single.
So Peatrowsky going to get the back of Jarrett Nelson, and Nelson doing a nice job of turning away.
Defending that, yeah, absolutely.
But again, both fighters up against the fence. Peatrowsky trying to throw the knees, and again out of Rosenbach Warrior Training Branch from Fremont, Nebraska. Jacob Kiefer.
Nice step behind, takedown, head block takedown. Simple wrestle takedown. Set it up nicely, got around the back, and he can come back. That's going to score some points for him. And now what he needs to do is he needs to be in a position. Keep him stable. He needs to either get a hook in.
Nelson turns it on. Nice job by Jarrett Nelson.
You can tell he's got wrestling background.
Yeah, he does. So he's a wrestling background, and he also described himself as a stand-up guy. And we have come to number one between Micah Peatrowsky and Jarrett Nelson. For all your site with a passion and love for the sport. We'd also like to remind you that this broadcast brought to you in part by The Path, a documentary series that focuses on your journey toward your lifelong dream. Check out The Path exclusively on P2CN, your Path to Champion network. Who would you give that first round to? Would you give it to Peatrowsky for controlling most of it, or Nelson?
I knew you was going to ask me that question.
Well, let's just be straight. I'm going to ask you after every round, probably.
I don't want that job. That's why I'm here. I mean, that was about as equal as you get. I mean, someone's going to have to do something major in the second round, because that was back and forth. It's a nice reversal by Jarrett. Got back in side mount position, and then you have to score him for that. That's a controlling position. All
right. Josh Knight gets these two gentlemen ready to go for round number 2, and we are back at it inside the Dynasty Combat Sports cage. Micah Peatrowsky on the left.
Oh, nice
Jarrett
knee.
Nelson on the right, and Peatrowsky knee to the midsection of Nelson, and then puts Nelson back up against the fence where he had most of it.
Oh, nice strikes right there. You see Micah now starting to open up. He's getting a little more comfortable. And he's going for that step behind takedown, the same one that he got him with in the first round.
Jacob Kiefer, who basically oversees Rosenbach Warrior Training Branch, said that Micah Peatrowsky described him as a well-rounded MMA fighter, said really no specialty area, just kind of good all around, which that's the sport of MMA.
It's better than being bad all around.
Absolutely. Or good in one aspect, but
here
terrible.
He goes putting in those hooks again, like I talked about. Now he's working control. Now he's settling down. Now he's gaining
the second
position.
hook in, trying to flatten him out.
Absolutely. What he wants to do now is he wants to.
There he goes.
There you go. Bottom out your hips, spread those legs, get them broken down, and work some strikes in.
Josh Knight overseeing the action very closely, and Peatrowsky keeping the hooks in, trying to sink that arm under, and
he got him.
Tap out.
He got him.
Micah Peatrowsky taps out very quickly. Jarrett Nelson here in round number 2.
From that angle, it was hard to tell if he had the arm and had a triangle, rear triangle, or if he had a rear naked. I would be interested in seeing the replay on that.
Well, there was no hesitation on Jarrett Nelson to tap out on that one. And Micah Peatrowsky out of Fremont, his first fight, he is 1-0 after the submission victory.
I can't say it enough. If you're a young MMA guy out there and you're really serious, get in a camp. Get in with somebody that's going to show you the ropes. It's so many dynamics in this sport these days, and the evolution. Everybody's good.
And that's what happens, though, with fights like this. I mean, how many times have you seen guys fight each other, and then at the end of the fight, maybe the next day, a couple weeks, they wind up training together? It does happen. I mean,
that's what needs to happen here. He needs to team up. Kid's got talent. I mean, if he's doing what he's doing on his own, then we put him in a camp, he's going to be an all-star.
Mike Kindle inside the Dynasty Combat cage with our official announcement.
Please, referee Josh Michael.